Unlike the original COVID-19 virus, the Delta and the Kappa variant seems to be spreading much faster and more infectious. The variant seems to be in the air surrounding an infected person, and just another stranger passing by could get the infection. Droplet infection through coughs and sneezing or direct touch were the key reasons for the social distancing, but unfortunately that restriction alone is insufficient to prevent the spread. This is what happened in Bondi Junction, Westfield Shopping Centre in Sydney, Australia a few days back.
Of COVID-19 have sparked urgent new advice for the thousands of shoppers who were at Westfield Bondi Junction last weekend. The Health Minister advising every one of them to get tested, warning the Delta strain of COVID can be transmitted within seconds.
This variant transmits faster than the other variants, but supposed to be dangerous and becomes the dominant strain. Further, there are so many people not vaccinated, and this strain of Delta variant being rapidly spreading can increase the morbidity rates in any country. Griffith University virologist Laura Herrero said, in the case that was captured on CCTV, the virus would have had lingered in the air long enough for the unfortunate person to take a breath in and be infected. You have to be so unlucky, and the poor person is exactly that, just incredibly unlucky, Dr. Herrero said. Kappa variant triggered Victoria's recent lockdown, but Delta variant also was found spreading. This is the only instance reported so far. This is a warning that people should self-lock down in clustered spots where the variant is prevalent. It is also noticed that this variant spreads in an irregular, unreliable way. A single person without following the social distancing may infect 3 others close by. In reality, it is not the case that every single person infects 3 others, but instead one person might infect 30 others while another person infects no one at all. This is why it is observed that the behavior pattern of this variant is irregular and most unreliable. The Australian health officials warn that it could be a fleeting moment for just 5 to 10 minutes, and the spread has been from stranger to stranger, unlike the other previous variants infected the people in the same house. Most COVID-19 infections and the variants affected the adults, but these 2 variants have no age limits and are transmittable across or even the kids and younger people. The Delta variant spread was very quick in the UK, much faster than other countries. The graph shows the rate in selected countries. There was a rise in the incidence in the UK, while the case per 100,000 people by week dropped in other European countries. By the week beginning 14 June, 2,853 Delta cases had been identified in the US, 747 in Germany, 277 in Spain, and 97 in Denmark, according to a global monitoring website. The spread of Delta variant detected and classified as B16172 in India is also high and happens to be the deadly second wave of infection. For example, there were 875 Delta cases identified in India in the week beginning 3rd May, when the virus was raging, and just 142 in the past 4 weeks. That's despite the country recording between 500,000 and 2 million new cases a week since the start of May, with Delta believed to be the dominant variant. This information from Rachel Scorer in BBC News. In the UK, 38,000 cases of the Delta variant were recorded in the past 28 days. The reason for the UK to have such a large incidence of the Delta variant seems to be due to the volume of travel. It is thought that this variant will be the dominant one in other countries and possibly worldwide, unfortunately. Fauci warns dangerous Delta variant is the greatest threat to US COVID efforts. If you have not vaccinated, the Delta variant may trigger serious illnesses in more people than other variants do.
But particularly in the variant which we now refer to as Delta, or the B1617.2, which in fact, as you know, originally was noticed in India and dominated in certain states in India, but now has spread throughout other elements and other areas of the world. Next slide. So let's just take a quick look at that. It's reported in 60 countries, including the UK and the USA. Clearly now its transmissibility appears to be greater than the wild type, namely the Alpha variant. It may be associated with an increased disease severity, such as hospitalization risk.
At a White House briefing on COVID-19 on Tuesday, Dr. Anthony Fauci of the National Institute of Health said 20.6% of new cases in the US are due to the Delta variant, and other scientists tracking the variant say it is on track to become the dominant virus variant in the US.
It's a variant that is more easily transmissible, potentially deadlier, and particularly dangerous for young people. But the good news is we have the solution. The best way to protect yourself against these variants are to get fully vaccinated. So please, if you have one shot, get the second shot.
Variant of concern in India: increased transmissibility, stronger binding in receptors of lung cells, potential reduction in monoclonal antibody response. India has classified a new variant of the coronavirus first identified in Europe as a variant of concern called Delta Plus variant, also known as AY1, but it is too early to tell whether it poses a significant threat. It is a mutation of the Delta variant that drove the India's second wave of coronavirus. The Delta Plus variant is therefore technically named B161721 or AY1. In short, according to scientists, the Delta variant B16172 has further mutated to form the Delta Plus AY1 variant. Delta Plus spreads to 9 countries. The variant Delta Plus was detected in Europe in March this year, but it was brought to the notice of the public on June 13th. This variant has been found in other countries like in the US, UK, Portugal, Switzerland, Japan, Poland, Nepal, China, and Russia. This could be the third wave of spread in India. India has found at least 30 cases of Delta Plus. Delta Plus spreads more easily than the Delta variant, more easily to the lung cells, and is potentially resistant to monoclonal antibody therapy, a potent intravenous infusion of antibodies to neutralize the virus. Delta Plus variant is related to the existing Delta identified as a first variant in India last year, thought to have driven the deadly second wave of infection. This Delta Plus variant was detected in India in April on around 40 blood samples from 6 districts in 3 states, Maharashtra, Kerala and Madhya Pradesh. Around 200 cases have been detected so far. According to Professor Shahid Jamil, former INSACOG, Indian SARS-CoV-2 Genome Consortium member and one of the leading virologists in the country, currently there is no solid evidence to suggest that the new variant is more transmittable than the others, he said. There is no indication yet if Delta Plus is more deadly than other variants, he said. Delta variant and not variant plus has been detected in Sri Lanka, may have got the spread from Kerala province in the southern end of India close to Sri Lanka. So far, the Delta Plus variant detected in India has not still spread to Sri Lanka. Dr. Chandima Jayawardena, Director of Immunology and Molecular Medicine of the Jayawardena University, says the Delta variant has been detected in 5 samples collected from the capital Colombo. Sri Lanka has seen a sharp increase of positive cases and deaths since April because of the celebrations and shopping by the people during the traditional New Year festival have reached 230,692 positive cases of coronavirus infection and not the Delta variant, and 2,374 confirmed deaths. Sri Lanka is badly affected, especially for those lower strata of people who continue to struggle to secure food and meet basic needs. A large proportion of Sri Lankans live just above the official poverty threshold and are vulnerable to falling back into deprivation. Due to frequent lockdowns, the working class people are unable to go for work and bring home sufficient income to maintain the family. Government gives each family a grant of rupees 5,000. They wait a whole day on the roads to receive the free provisions distributed by the government and others. The amount of frustration you will see from this video strip.
මාත්‍ය අපි ඒකට තමයි මෙතන ඉන්නේ. උදේ ඉඳලා අපි මෙතන තමයි ඉන්නේ. කෑමක් නැහැ මොකුත් නැහැ. දවල්ට ගෙවල් වල මොනවත් ආලයක්වත් නැහැ. මේ පළාතේ කොස්සුවක් නැහැ පොළොස්සුවක් නැහැ. අපි ඉන්නේ පල්ලේ කැම්ප් එකේ. කිසිම දෙයක් නැහැ සර්. මේ අපිට කණ්ඩවත් බොන්නවත් වතුර ටික බීලා කොච්චර වෙලා ඉන්න පුළුවන්ද සර්? වතුර ටික වොන් කරනවා බොනවා. ඒකට සීනි තේකල ගන්න ඇටියකුත් නැහැ සල්ලිත් නැහැ බඩු.
Hope this video talk was useful. Stay safe and goodbye for now.